Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to everyone. We meet you again. This is a lecture for sales management course. Okay, now I would like to share with you for the fourth topic in sales management is consumer and organizational buyer behavior. Okay, we talk a lot regarding on consumers, either end consumer or business consumer. Okay, right now, okay, for sales management, I would like to share a bit about how you know or how to get insight about your potential consumer, either end consumer or business consumer. Okay, let's start with using this slide. All right, let's go. Okay, so this book, for all of you, you have the copy for this book. So we go one by one, inshallah. Okay, we try to make it simple as possible, and any question that arise that you have in mind, you want to share with me, you can ask into the group or put your question in your comment. Okay, so let's start for chapter 4. Okay, what are we looking for in this chapter? All right, to know what are motivation factor or what kind of motivational level that consumer require to decide any decision for purchase. Okay, yes, most of us involve motivate us, have a courage if you want to buy something from the market. Okay, it's not for the end consumer, just for end consumer. Also, the business, the organizational consumer also have its own way to determine how they make a purchase. Okay, second, formulate strategy for approaching consumer and organizational buyers. Okay, so the way how you treat your end consumer and your business consumer might differ, and it's very we call it as a distinctive strategy that you put to cater either end consumer or business consumer. All right, the third objective here is to recognize the importance of relationship management. Normally, people would like to think that after you got your sales, you close your deal, then your relationship's done. But actually, in the normal market or the current market practice right now, relationship management is so vital for their survival. Okay, it's very important. It's very it's a key to reach the success for your business. Okay, all right. So what are the characteristics that differentiate between consumer as like us and consumer and the organizational consumer or organizational buyer? Okay, first of all, fewer organizational buyer, right? 80% of output will be sold to perhaps 10 to 15 organization. Why? Because organization by and large, okay, simple calculation, if too many business entity become a buyer, who will buy the product? Okay. Second, close long-term relationship between organizational buyers and sellers. So in consumer market, customer and manufacturer rarely meet, and for many supermarket product, brand switching is common. Why? You have so many choices. And normally, as a consumer like us, we tend to try to having new we call it new experience using new product. Okay, we innovate in terms of our usage. But for business, if that happen, something abnormal or not, you call it not good happen for your business. Yeah, I do certain business activity. I also have a business. I rely on this kind of relationship, very close relationship between manufacturer and us as a business owner. Okay, rather than what I did to the product that I use for personal, we call it as a personal consumption. Okay, so we tend to have long term, very close, okay, friendly, yeah. Yet sometimes your price might go high, because maybe short of we call it as a what that supply. It doesn't matter as long as you keep the relationship in good condition. So as an end consumer, you don't have to care anything that related to relationship. Okay, so that second. Third, all right, organizational buyer are more rational. Okay, because the decision that made will be made on economic criteria. Okay, we consider every factor. Okay, when buying a supply. Okay, for organizational buying, maybe two specific requirement. Okay, buyer determine product specification and sellers tailor their product offer to meet them. Okay, if we are supplier to the business buyer, we need to think of what are the requirements, their preferences, we call it anything that favor for them. We need to consider everything rather than compared to the end consumer. We don't want to say, we don't want to have close and ship, because how come you customize for thousands of people's need? Their preferences, you couldn't make it. Because everything have at their own preference. But for business, because they buy at large, okay, you need to think what they want. You ask, you tailor, you customize whatever they want. As long as you're capable to provide, you need to provide, because they will come again if you doing well. Okay, the fifth. Okay, the fifth, reciprocal buying may be important in organizational buying. Okay, what mean by reciprocal? Sometimes you sell product to one party, that organizational bought something from you. Actually, we will get back the output from them. Okay, for example, a bottle maker or bottle manufacturer supply bottle for chemical company to bottling their solution, and after that we bought their product for our consumption, for our usage. Okay, that are some of the characteristics that differentiate between consumer and organizational buying. Okay, all right, consumer buyer behavior for both type of buyer. Okay, an understanding of customer can only be obtained by answering the following 5 questions. Normal 5 questions. You may have more. Okay, you can have more than 5. Yes, look what to your requirement, or maybe factor that drive you to buy product. Okay, first, who is important in the buying decision? Who's the key person involved, and how they buy the product? Okay, if you sell product to the organization, you need to know who will make decision to buy your product. Their employee, or their manager, or their CEO. So you need to know. You cannot promote product to someone that have no idea how to decide on their purchase. Okay, I'm talking about the organization side. Okay, for end consumer, yes, yeah, same example we can use. Can you ask baby to buy product? Cannot. but you ask his father or her father, looking for their kids, and ask them whether they prefer to have your product or not. Okay, so how do they buy? What are their choice criteria? Where do they buy? Where? Somewhere exclusively distributed, or intensively, or another one, intensive, exclusive. What is the other one? Forgot already. Intensive, exclusive. Here we have another one. You might look for that. Okay, so you prefer where? If you bought something branded, for example, Adidas, you ask for that product will be placed at the boutique, either licensed boutique or official boutique. Okay, you don't want to buy Adidas product in night market. Okay, even that product sold as a original product, people will not perceive that as original product since you sell at the night market. Okay, I'm not saying that people who sell at night market not good, but it's inappropriate and not suitable channel. What do they buy? Okay, what are the purpose of their purchase decision? Why? Okay. All right. Who buys? Right. So we talk about the impulse buying. Okay. Right now we have 5 persons that can have roles, certain role. Okay. Normally, I like to simulate this role inside a family or inside business can have to. Okay, so who buys? Okay, initiator, we have influencer, we have decider, we have buyer, and we have the user. Okay, so the first initiator, who begin the process of considering the purchase? Who asks for? Okay, information may be gathered by this person to have the decision. Someone told you, oh, sir, can we have more, for example, to have a new system for your point of sale, for example. Okay, normally you practice traditional style of taking money, recording the call it sales. Okay, for example, you need to buy a new one, but not the user, but maybe someone who looking for stock. Okay, ask for you to have system to manage your inventory. The influencer, somebody else come to you and said, yes, very good question. We need to have this. Okay, which is they put more persuasion. Persuade the entity that will make decision to buy the product. Okay, so they persuade. Okay, in the group concern the outcome of the decision. What happen if I bought this product? What will happen to our business? What will happen to our family? Okay, so these people encourage, put more courage. Yes, you must buy this product. Okay, so influencers typically gather information and attempt to impose their choice criteria on decision. Okay, when also, for example, if we have more than inventory management, we put something that you can print out the price as well. Okay, so the more specification comes in. Okay, and third, you heard about that. You as a manager, that's a good idea. So decider, the individual with the power, and financial authority to make the ultimate choice regarding which product to buy. Yes, as a business owner, as a people who have the power in terms of purchase, okay, so you ask for someone, if business, let's say, if business entity, you ask, okay, for example, I put one name, Ahmad, can you arrange this purchase? Who purchase? Ahmad. Who decide the we call it as purchase? Me. Okay, so the buyer, the person who in charge, who conduct the transaction, who calls the supply, visit the store, make the payment, and effect and bring the product to home or to the company. And who will use? People who work at the counter. At the first place, it comes from the idea of people who looking for something that can manage the inventory. Okay. Lastly, the user change to someone who work for. Okay, let's continue. All right, so this role actually, okay, can be taken as one or maybe played by somebody else. Okay, can be in 5, can be in 4, but everything start with the initiator. Sometimes you might think that you have problem you need to solve, so that's a process of initiating. Okay, all right, let's go. Okay, this is how end consumer done their purchase decision. Okay, we start with the need of recognition. Are you hungry? You felt hungry, then you look for something to eat. If you have something that predetermined in your mind, okay, you have the set of food that you want to consume, yes, you don't have to go through into information search. If you want to try something new, okay, people will go to somewhere and ask for information. Okay, they listed down everything in terms of attentive. Okay, better they decide either they want to purchase or not. Okay, we call it behavior after decision made. Okay, will it determine whether this person or end consumer will repeat their purchase or do their purchase with caution or not doing anything. Okay, so the most critical part is how to make sure the post-purchase behavior in the right, we call it right direction, mean people have intention to make a repetition or do a buy again from our company. Okay, that's more important rather than sold one product and you let them go. Okay, I have someone bought a product, and what the most important part is the relationship. Okay, some product require installment, require close relationship with your client. it will result a repeat purchase in the future. Okay, so we start the buyer decision process. Need recognition occur when the buyer recognizes a problem or need triggered by internal stimuli or external stimuli. Okay, from yourself, your determination, okay, we call it as internal stimuli, or someone asks you for, someone show you something that very interesting that we consider as external stimuli. Okay, after that, second stage, okay, we go to search for information. We want to confirm what we will be, what we will buy from the market. Okay, either you use from your we call it your idea. Okay, you have your own information. Okay, or either prefer to look at the advertisement or public sources. Yeah, what influencer have said about that product. Okay, that now is a very we call it as trending. People look review from someone who as a have influence. Okay, so experiential sources, handling, examining, using the product, the trial product provided by the company. Okay, all right. So you have so many choices. You need to evaluate. After that, you decide one last product to purchase. So how the consumer process information to arrive at the brand choices. Okay. After that, they act by the consumer to buy the most preferred brand. Okay. Sometimes we have preferred everything. Okay. We look for choice number one, good. Choice number two, yeah, also good. Third, very good. Fourth, it's also better. So how sometimes people will look to site where something might be related to your culture, or maybe related to your personal factor, or you might be related to your psychological factor, or it might be considered as a social factor. Okay, so this is factors, the we call it major factors that contribute or influence how we make our purchase decision. Okay, so the act by the consumer to buy the most preferred brand, the purchase decision can be affected by attitude of others. Okay, we look around us. Okay, what how people actually respond to the situation, and unexpected situational factor. Okay, after that I say very critical part. Okay, because this stage will determine whether this customer will do repeat purchase or not. Okay, the satisfaction or dissatisfaction that consumer feels about the purchase come after consumption. Okay, either goods or either service. All right, relationship between consumers' expectation, product perceived performance. We do always compare. Before we use, we expect this product will do such a performance, and we compare after we consume. Okay, how they perform, either go beyond our expectation, or just meet our expectation, or under, we call it as a under perceive or not meet our expectation. So the larger gap, the bit between these two, your expectation and the performance, okay, the greater consumer will show dissatisfaction. Okay, all right. So customer satisfaction, okay, we determine whether they will do repeat purchase or not. Okay, because if they satisfied, they will tell everyone this product is good. If they felt dissatisfied, yeah, it's quite, we call it challenging for us to cook and solve and bring your product back to be in good, we call it, position in the mind of customer. Yeah, as example, JNT courier services. Okay, what happened? Okay, how struggle they are to put back GNT as a courier, considered as the fastest and very efficient courier service. Because certain, we call it as maybe rumors or unclear information, the business plunged into somewhere that unimaginable. Okay, so to keep and growing consumer and reaping their customers' lifetime value. Okay, that one we talk about consumer buying. Okay, so how about organizational buyer behavior? Okay, there are three elements we talk here. Okay, okay, right. First, the structure. DMU. Normally we use short term called DMU, decision making unit, or buying center, which is okay when talk about organizational buying. Okay, it doesn't stand on its own or on the ground where CEO as a person only involved in purchase process. No. Okay, there are lots of people here involved. Okay, so all the individual and units that participate in the business decision making process, as we mentioned before, at the five person or five roles played. Okay, in business it might be different person for different role. Okay, we have the initiator, we have the users, we have the influencers, okay, buyers, deciders, and the gatekeepers. Okay, normally we consider gatekeeper as a secretary, which is people who control the information. Okay, so it might be different person play different role. Okay, that the first one, structure. It should be a committee. Okay, is that unit should have more than one person involved. How about sole proprietorship business? Yeah, of course, sole proprietorship. We run our business on our own capacity, so everything we done only one. But sometimes it's very risky because there's no, we call it as a discussion. Okay, there's no discussion. The business owner tend to make wrong decision. Okay, because it depends on one idea or one owns rationale. Okay, so second is a process. Okay, there are 7 stages compared to the consumer, normal consumer or end consumer or like us. Normally we go through only 5 stages, but for business more than 5. Okay, it requires 7 stages. Why so many processes? Because who will be responsible for the loss from the decision made by company? Of course, everyone. Yeah, company cannot produce something that they have outlined in their objective. So how come they want to compensate all the work's effort done by their worker? So it's very crucial. The process should be thorough one by one. Okay, so starting with a recognition of problem, same, yeah, company have problem, also end consumer have problem. Determination of characteristic, specification, and quantity needed item. That why I'm already mentioned this situation where the worker asks for inventory management system. Okay, at the same time, other people also prefer uh, more features, more we call it function included into that system, which is comprehend all the process. Okay, yeah, if more than one idea contributed to buy the product. Search for and qualification of potential sources. Right now we talk about potential supplier. Who eligible and capable to supply the product? Okay, not or we call it is not something you can play along because it's very serious matter. Okay, acquisition and analysis of proposal. You ask people to send the quotation proposal, what you can offer to our company, how what happened if anything wrong happen in future, how do you mitigate all the problems rise. Okay, so evaluation of proposal and selection of supplier, select the supplier, and then you decide how many orders you want to make, and annually you do performance review. Okay, so evaluation, performance feedback, how do you perform. Okay, every month your monthly process, either you met or not. Okay, so it's very crucial when turn to business buyer. Okay, yeah, some if you done wrong in end consumer as yourself bought wrong product, you might suffer on your own. But for business, you might get other people involved too. Okay, so we don't want that happen. All right, okay, we start the buying process, the problem recognition. Okay, someone in the company recognize a problem or need something. Okay, either internal idea or external idea. Okay, we consider as internal stimuli and external stimuli. So new product and or production equipment. Okay, you go for exhibition. That one considered as external cues. All right. So the general need, the product specification, value analysis. Okay, it will done with with the members in the committee. Okay, someone who have expert in engineering will say about engineering perspective. Someone who expert in we call it financial. Okay, they will talk about financial perspective. So many ideas and opinion make decision worthwhile and minimize in term of mistake or errors to occur. Okay, so general need description. Okay, your product specification described based on the technical paper that provided. Okay, value analysis approach to cost reduction. Yeah, for business, normally we look for reducing our costs. Okay, where components are studied to determine if they can be redesigned, standardized, or made with less costly method of production. Okay, after that, you look for supplier. Okay, you ask them to submit their proposal. Okay, you don't have to submit your proposal to buy a bar of chocolate, right? But to buy lots of bars of chocolate for your bakery require proposal solicitation. Okay, just a bar for personal consumption, no need for proposal. For bakery, to we call it as to bake a brownies, you need proposal. Okay, because you want them to supply in terms of frequency, good. The between the interval also good. So you need to consider all of them because you don't want to have a situation where you have short supply of chocolate. Okay. All right. Proposal, solicitation, and then you select how we call it as the the best suppliers. We don't talk about the minimum cost supplier that can offer, but we try to choose the best, because the best mean maybe comprehensive, okay, maybe preferable in terms of their how they handle the product. Okay, so supplier selection. After that, you selected them and you submit your order. Okay. Yeah. After you reach a year of the we call it contract. Normally we do review. Okay. That was two elements. The third element, okay, which is content. Okay, this aspect of organizational buyer refer to the choice criteria used by the members of the MU, decision making unit. We have already mentioned before. Okay, to evaluate supplier proposal. Okay, you can check on table 3.2. Can we have that? Table 3.2. Okay. Where are they? 4.2. Okay, the choice criteria. Okay. The price, the delivery, the productivity, life cycle cost, and so many more. Okay, you can have read on your own on chapter 4, page on 98. Okay, all right. Okay, factor affecting organizational buyer behavior. What are the factors? Okay, we talk already about end consumer major factors. Right now we talk about the organizational buyer. Okay, the buyer class. Okay, either that process they are the first, or we call it as considered as new task, or straight rebuy, or modified rebuy. What are the new tasks? Because this is first time where business involved in buying such product. Okay, you never have a routine order for this kind of product. However, if you have done contracted for a year, you want to continue the purchase with the same preference, you do straight rebuy. Okay, so this is the process where you buy previous purchase for item which is already mentioned, already agreed between both parties. Okay, or you want to change something, you want to have in terms of requirement, the specification, you want to customize your order, you consider as modified rebuy. Okay, normally it involves change in cost. Okay, the product type. Product can be classified according to 4 types. Okay, the first one, material. Okay, which is, for example, steel or component. Okay, which is you need to install to become one new product, or plant and equipment, yeah, or product and services for maintenance. Okay. All right, important of purchase. That's some sample of factory that use metals, okay, in their production. Okay, important of purchase to buying organization. A purchase is likely to be perceived as important to the buying organization when it's involved large sum of money. Okay, we don't invest just RM1 for business purchase. Normally involve thousand or hundreds. Okay, when the cost of making the wrong decision, for example, in loss production is high, and when there is considerable uncertainty about the outcome of alternative offering. Okay, so in such situation, many people at different organization level are likely to be involved in the decision, and the process is likely to be long with the extensive search analysis of information. Okay, you need to study more. Okay, you don't want to rush in making any decision when involve organizational buying process. Okay, so that's all for chapter 4. Can we have another more? I think, okay, you can look, okay, same, the buy class, okay, development, the purchasing practice, okay, you can have your reading on your own here. Okay, let's take a look on relationship management. Okay, what are the reverse marketing? So the traditional view of marketing is that supply firm will actively seek the requirement of customer and attempt to meet those needs better than the competition. Okay. So this model plays the initiative with a supplier. So purchaser can assume a passive dimension relying on their supplier sensitivity, okay, to their needs and technological capability to provide them with a solution for their problem. So, and more likely, normally people will ask what are the requirements that you want. Right now, you might inform them early to provide something that you want. Okay. All right. So we done about for chapter 4. So why not we continue with chapter 5 for the next lecture, inshallah. We may gain in chapter 5. What the title is that? Okay. Sales contact and customer management. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Okay, we like to see you again in the next lecture. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. Bye bye.